Trevor Brooking is with me, Peter Brackley, for this afternoon's match. The players and officials are getting ready, so a few words, Trevor.
Thanks, Peter. Two mighty teams and a crowd hungry for goals, I think, today.
Even though this is just an exhibition match, fans from both teams in the stadiums are really up for this encounter. Let's just hope the players follow suit. Good evening and welcome to tonight's game. I have with me here Trevor Brooking to give us his thoughts. Trevor.
Hello, Peter. Good evening to everyone watching this one. It's top-class football, absolutely guaranteed, I think. Let's get cracking.
The first match of the new league season then kicks off. They'll be looking to start with a win here. You never know quite what is going to happen in this game. Fernando Torres. Here's Galletti. Dealt with that threat well. And Edmilson. Xabi. Doesn't manage to get that one through. Poor ball intercepted. Here's Ronaldinho. Deco. Just caught offside there. He got in round the back, but the assistant referee had his flag up. Cut out well. Here's Messi. Here's real danger. That's a great goal. That puts them in front. shot into the left-hand corner. A lot of fans were waiting for that goal and they have been rewarded. Great goal there, Trevor. A superb run and finish.
It's a wonderful...
The players looking encouraged by that goal. Galletti. Pablo Ibanez. And Galletti. Gets it. Attack came to nothing. Messi. Well maintained there.
He cut that one out very well.
It really is a poorly timed challenge. There's the cross. A long-range effort.
But the keeper was quick to react and punch the ball behind for a corner.
It's sailing across the face of goal.
Oh, he got under that one. Never threatened the goal.
So an equaliser then would have changed the game, Trevor.
Absolutely, pulling it level is what they want, but they just need that little bit of quality in front of goal to do it.
Marquez. Here's Van Bronckhorst. 15 minutes gone in the first half. No, it's been snuffed out. Maxi Rodriguez! Couldn't put it away there, but not a bad effort. The goal would have given them the confidence boost they so desperately needed, Trevor.
You're right, Peter. They have to keep making the chances up front if they're to get that equaliser.
And he lays it back. Great chance for the counter. Mister. Still their ball, good attacking position too. Finds his man. Managed to cross, but no one there on the end of it. Here's Messi. There's a threatening through ball. Dealt with the threat expertly. Mister. He's cut the pass out beautifully. Here's Puyol. Edmilson. He has to do better than that. Breaking through. A lovely ball through. Fernando Torres. Keeper makes it safe, but gives away the corner. They'll battle for this in the middle. And Deco. Great ball through. Almost 30 minutes gone. Here's Maxi Rodriguez. Mister. Manish. Wins the ball, great defending. Worked really hard to get the ball back then. Fernando Torres. Maxi Rodriguez. And Antonio Lopez. Edmilson. Here's Deco. Here's Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho!
The keeper made no mistake there.
Looks attempts to catch them off guard. Deco! It'll be another corner. Plays it into feet. Attack came to nothing. Manish. Here's Fernando Torres. And Galletti. Fernando Torres. Here's Ronaldinho. Threads it through the defence. Surely he can't miss. Eto'o. Touch behind the goal by the keeper. That'll be a corner. Goes for the short one. Careless pass there. Cut out by the defender. Manish. Dinks it over the defence. An equaliser could be on the cards here. Who's waiting in the middle? No, the finish wasn't there, and it's wide of the right post. And Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Here's Marquez. Edmilson. Xabi. Galletti. The referee blows for the end of the first half. The players head off into the dressing rooms for their half-time team talks. So, Trevor, what did you think of the first half?
Well, I'd say it's been a terrific game so far. Very exciting. Enjoyable stuff.
The second half is underway. Managers have had their half-time talks. Let's see how the players respond now. They've switched sides for the second half. And Fernando Torres. Here's Xabi. Messi. And Deco.
They work so well in tandem.
Held by the keeper. Ball given away there. Galletti. Manish. What will he do now? It's a big opportunity with a corner. It's into the middle. Got the shot in, but it's gone over. Here's Marquez. And Eto'o.
Well, it was a great block, but he can't keep doing it alone.
Finds himself in the area. And that's good defensive play, picking up the loose ball and putting it into touch. The keeper will be relieved as well. He's hit the ball in. Maxi Rodriguez. Here's Fernando Torres. And Maxi Rodriguez. Manish. Great opportunity to swing it over from the left there. Mista!
Another shot blocked by the keeper.
They must be wondering what they have to do to beat this goalkeeper today. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Costinha. Saitarides. He's carried the ball forward. Good opportunity to swing it over from the right there. The keeper has been kept busy today.
They've had a few decent attempts, but the keeper's been too good today.
Edmilson. Here's Zambrotta. Edmilson. Ronaldinho. And Jabi. Julio. Here's Marquez. Edmilson. And Eto'o. Doesn't manage to get that one through. And Mista. They intercept the pass. Jabi. And he takes the return. Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Here's Eto'o. Well found there. Is that a penalty?
The referee says it's a foul, but that was outside the box.
There are a few options available here. It's a good try. Oh, it must have shaved the top of the bar.
Well, he hasn't got his lucky boots on today, has he? That's a shame, but not a bad effort.
Ronaldinho. And Pablo Ibanez. Galletti. Well, the through pass came to nothing and it's been cleared upfield. And Pereira. Hold on to possession here. The route down the right is his preferred option. Ball given away. Jabi. Mistime lunge and the free kick is given. The yellow card is out here. Booking for him and he'll need to be careful now for the rest of the game. Van Bronckhorst. And Edmilson. Zambrotta. Here's Jabi. Deco. Concedes a free kick with a ferocious challenge. This is a great chance for a shot on goal. Angled in towards goal.
Oh, he got under that one. Never threatened the goal. You know, I think he just summed up his chances and thought, well, let's have a go.
And Kesman. Here's Maxi Rodriguez. Can he find half a yard here?
Another shot blocked by the keeper.
They must be wondering what they have to do to beat this goalkeeper today. Zambrotta. Only one goal separating the two teams with just 5 minutes to go on the clock. And Messi. Chance for another goal perhaps.
It's a promising ball in.
This is a dangerous throw-in for the defence to face.
Here's a chance to whip it in.
Still going, real chance here. Fernando Torres. Slides a great ball through. Kesman. But he's got his shot in, but no real threat. Here's Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Up goes the roar and the match is over. They won the first game of the season and collect 3 points. As expected then, Trevor, they have taken the win.
Yes, a straightforward performance in many ways. Few real surprises and the result we all expected.
And with that, it's time for me to thank my co-commentator, Trevor Brooking.
You're welcome, Peter.
And we look forward to seeing you at the next game. Good night. The fans are providing a noisy and colourful backdrop for this great occasion. They're in pole position. Kept possession well on the attack here. Deco! They escape the danger at the cost of a throw-in. Can he put in a decent cross? Edmilson! Get a throw in a good area, looking for support now. A decent ball in could open the score. They're defending well, very well indeed. Garitano. Novo. Chance to cross. The defence will have to be on its toes with this throw. Solid defence in the box. Gets the ball, slack defending. Here's another cross. Oh, you have to keep your head down on shots like that. That's way, way over. Here's Marquez. Edmilson. Here's Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. And Deco. Into the box. Stop the attack well. Scubo. Garitano. Here's Eto. Didn't give the ball away and still they advance. Pass went astray. Garitano. Novo. Lopez Ricarte. Scubo. Careless pass picked off. And Javi.
left-back really needs to stay sharper.
Ronaldinho! Will he test the keeper? Can they keep defending like that? Here's Marquez. Edmilson. And Puyol. Cut it out nicely.
Well, he instinctively read the pass.
Can he find the target? Javier Garrido. Needs to find the target with the ball in. Can he pick out a teammate? And Kovacevic. Deco. They look unbeatable. Impressive defending. 15 minutes left of the first half. Scubo. Here's Xabi. And Puyol. Here's Zambrotta. Good work to keep the ball. Xabi. Here's Edmilson. Marquez. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Had to make it, and he did. Trouble for the defence from the left. And they still have possession here. And Kovacevic. Javier Garrido. Ball given away there. The ball crossed the line. Kovacevic. Not a good challenge at all. Free kick call. And Ronaldinho. Now he's got a chance to whip it across from the left. Ronaldinho. What a free kick here. Could be dangerous. This could be a scoring opportunity. It's a good try.
Another shot blocked by the keeper.
They must be wondering what they have to do to beat this goalkeeper today. Javier Garrido. It'll soon be half-time, and neither side really looks like scoring here before the break. Garitano. Geraldo. Will he put it away? Looking for the shot. Wasted opportunity, not on target there. Puyol. Zambrotta. Ronaldinho. It's there. They've opened the scoring. In first half injury time. A beautiful right foot finish. The fans who turned up en masse today are making themselves heard.
There really was no stop.
They really have deserved this, haven't they, Kevin?
Yes, you can see it.
Novo. Lopez Recarte. The referee blows his whistle. It's the end of the first half. And the two managers will have a lot to say to their teams, I would think. So how would you describe the game so far, Trevor?
Well, it's not been a classic, but I've seen a lot worse.
1-0 the scoreline then. How long will it stay like that in the second half, I wonder? They kick off. Let's see how the players on both sides respond to their half-time team talks. Neither manager has seen fit to make any substitutions. If he can deliver a good ball in, we may see the equaliser. Can they keep defending like that? Gaetano. Scubo. A chance here. They've done everything possible to keep the ball out of the box. Gets it. He wants a chance for a good delivery. Needs to test the keeper here.
He doesn't catch it, but takes no chances by punching it clear. It's a corner.
It's into the face of goal. Ronaldinho. Labaca. Good interception here. Looking around for support. Ronaldinho! It's over the bar! That was close. Here's Deco. They're keeping it tight here. Doesn't manage to get that one through. Geraldo. Down the middle. Great opportunity to swing it over from the left there. Really stopped in his tracks there. Here's Xabi. The ball still with them here. They're in a good position down the left. Wins possession to stop the attack. Keep possession. Novo. Lopez Ricarte. He chooses to go down the right. Kept possession well on the attack here. In the right place at the right time. Stopped him well there. Here's Messi. He's on the rampage. Shooting chance here. Novo. Looking for support now. That's a late call there. I think he might have blown for that one earlier. Could so easily have gone into the book then. The ref has taken a lenient view there. Can he get a decent cross in? No, that was never going to go in. Julio. Here's Zambrotta. Edmilson. Messi. Xabi. Good pass. Clearly a foul. Almost 75 minutes have gone. They win possession. And Kovacevic. That is sloppy play. Eto'o. Marquez. Here's Edmilson. Well read and intercepted there. Geraldo. Kovacevic. Ali Uranga. Novo. Can he make a chance? The keeper has been kept busy today.
They've had a few decent attempts, but the keeper's been too good today.
Xabi. Messi. Messi! Novo. Does well to keep the ball. Can anyone stop him? Dealt with that threat well. Good footwork creates the counter-attack. Brought an end to the attack. The tension here is pretty unbearable. Only one goal separating them, and only 5 minutes left. Goal! A beautiful right-footed effort. They are completely in control of the game now. Just 5 minutes from the end. And he's got it over! I think both sets of fans will be shouting louder now, for different reasons. It was such a good shot, wasn't it, Trevor?
Yes, that was an absolute classic.
They've conceded the goal at the worst time imaginable, Trevor.
Well, you're right, Peter. They've got to go for broke now.
Geraldo. Lebaka. Nicely set up by the through pass there. Gaetano. Javier Garrido. They're in possession, down the left wing. Solid defence in the box. Eto'o. And Ronaldinho. Pressure on the defence now. Can he keep it going? Ronaldinho! The referee ends the game here. A well-deserved win for them today as they went out fully focused and put everything into this game, and they came away with the win they wanted. So, Trevor, your thoughts?
It was an entertaining game, full of attacking football. Let's hope we see more of the same from both sides in the future.
That's all we have time for this evening, so thanks to Trevor Brooking.
You're welcome, Peter. What an evening of football it's been.
And we hope to see you for the next broadcast. Goodbye. There's the whistle, and let's hope for one heck of a match. You never know quite what is going to happen in this game. And Edmilson. Messi. Amora Bieta. Pablo Urbaiz. Yesta. Amora Bieta. Nice stretching of the play, pushing forward. Here's Xabi. Still on the ball here. Deco. Nicely found. Wins the ball, great defending. Collects the ball nicely. They've done everything possible to keep the ball out of the box. Good interception here. Yesta. Urzaiz. Wonderfully won there. And Edmilson. Here's Messi. Messi. Echeverria. They give away possession. And Puyol. Ball given away there. What a through ball. Poor ball intercepted. And Messi. Win possession here. That pass didn't make it. Here's Deco. We're waiting for the first goal, and a good cross here could set one up. And he wants it back. Van Bronckhorst. Good work to keep the ball. Exposito. It's easily picked up. Ball held on to there. Luis Preto. Pablo Urbaiz. Wins possession to stop the attack. Here's Ronaldinho. Xabi. Finds his man. Just straight onside there. Free kick given to the opposition. Pablo Urbaiz. Echeverria. Pablo Urbaiz. Urzaiz. Echeverria. They're in possession down the right flank.
This is a testing ball in.
The ball's out. Goal kick. Zambrotta. Puyol. And Edmilson. Marquez. Edmilson. He intercepts. Very sloppy play. Reads it well. 30 minutes into the first half. And Zambrotta. Puyol. Here's Edmilson. Xabi. Zambrotta. And Edmilson. Stops it nicely. Deflected by the defender. It's been deflected out of play. Touches it short to a teammate. They're in a good position down the right. Wins a free kick in a promising position. What will they do here? 4 players to choose from. Could be curling over. Well, I think the keeper was aware it was going over. Here's Messi. Late challenge. He could be booked here. Well, no. I think the referee is going to keep the cards in his pocket this time. He may not be so lucky on the next occasion. And Zambrotta. Intercepted well. They're just not clicking with each other. Ronaldinho. He's in the box. Ronaldinho. Badly overhit. Receives a pass. The defence has done well so far. Here's Xabi. Can he find the space? Goal kick. Erzaiz. That was predictable. Just caught him. Exposito. Pulls it across. Keep possession. Xabi. And Ronaldinho. Up goes the assistant referee's flag. Tried to spring the offside trap, but the run was timed just a little too early. Good work to keep the ball. Well work to win the ball. Echeverria. Iraola. Ustariz. Tico. The referee blows his whistle. It's the end of the first half, and the 2 managers will have a lot to say to their teams, I would think. Talk us through that half, Trevor.
They've been a bit disappointed in making space and running off the ball, so I'm surprised that they've managed to...
The second half underway. Will the players respond to their respective managers' half-time team talks? Let's see which team can take control in the second half. And Messi. Pass went astray. Erzaiz. Iniesta. Iraola. Ustariz. Snuffed out the danger. Eto'o. Here's Messi. And Ronaldinho. He's looking for support. Here's Eto'o. Straight offside there. Free kick given to the opposition. It's easily picked up. And Messi runs with the ball towards the right flank. Well, great defending there. Good opportunity to swing it over from the right there. He may whip the cross in.
Well, it was quick thinking from the defender to block the cross. Corner kick.
Goes for the short one. Attack came to nothing. Echeverria. Yesta. Still him.
Well, that was good play there. Confident defensive work.
Echeverria. Beyond the last defender. The linesman had his flag up then for offside. Marquez. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Edmilson. Here's Van Bronckhorst. And Eto'o. Stayed on the ball, promising position here. Stirred the defence here. Aduriz. Went in and won the ball too. And Eto'o. Xabi! Oh, that chance was just thrown away. Aduriz. Finds his teammate. Will there be a goal here? Solid defence in the box. Down the left channel. Echeverria. Exposito. Could get a shot away. Gives it a go. He controlled the shot well, but it was straightforward for the keeper, really.
It wasn't an easy shot to handle, but the keeper did a fantastic job.
Plays it into space behind the defence. Turns defence into attack there. Exposito. Tico. Ball held on to there. He showed no signs of giving up. It looks like he'll go for a cross. He crosses it in. Here's Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Here's Edmilson. Deco. And it's a great attacking run down the left.
It looks like a good ball in.
Aduriz. There's the whistle and the flag is up. He was just called offside there. Zambrotta. And Ronaldinho. Can he create something? And the opportunity comes to nothing. Eto'o. Here's Ronaldinho. Here's Messi. Gets it. Can he hit the target? They win the throw deep inside the opponent's half. They're moving well down the left-hand side. Ronaldinho! Neither side able to find a goal here with the final whistle approaching. Daniel Betia. Latched onto that through ball. Now what can he do? And he's gone for goal. Trouble for the defence from the left. Headed towards goal! Oh, millimetres away. Here's Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Edmilson. Here's Deco. And Eto'o. Who's the target? He cleared. A huge roar from the crowd as the referee blows the final whistle. A draw played out here. No one could come up with the all-important strike. It was their finishing that let them down in the end. We've had a disappointing goalless draw, Trevor.
Well, in truth, both sides' performance was fairly poor. They're both going to have a look at their attacking options for the future.
And with that, it's time for me to thank my co-commentator, Trevor Brooking.
I've enjoyed every minute of it, Peter.
And from the both of us, it's goodbye. Big roar from the crowd as the game gets underway. A great atmosphere here. You never know quite what is going to happen in this game. He continues his run down the right. We're waiting for the first goal, and a good cross here could set one up. Villa! Surely this one. A reasonable effort. The shot zips off to the right there. And Marquez. Van Bronckhorst. Iniesta. And Eto'o. Marquez. And Edmilson. Messi. No, it's sailing over the bar. That's had far too much elevation. Miguel. And Joaquin. The ball crossed the line. Chance to cross. Decent cross there. It's created a counter raid for them. Neatly done. Really dealt with that threat. Gives it away. Slack defending. Here's Ayala. He's on the rampage. And they still have possession here. Looking for support now. Goal inside here.
That's picked up by the keeper.
Here's Villa. Delorno. And he's off along the left touchline. Good attacking pressure there. Throw in a good area. Outstanding interception in his own box. Iniesta. And Eto'o.
What a ball!
Hung onto the ball in a good position. Edu. Possession lost there. Zambrotta. To the man in space. Needs to find the target here. Just wide. That was so close to the right post. And Ayala. Edu. Bequero. Baraka. Villa. The manager will be disappointed with the keeper there, but the defence reacted well. He's cut the ball back to the edge of the area. Here's Edmilson. The free kick has been given here in a very dangerous position. Here's the cross. The ball's out for a goal kick. Julio. Zambrotta. 15 minutes left of the first half. And Jabi. Here's Joaquin. Villa. Dealt with the threat expertly. Steals the ball, real chance.
Another shot blocked by the keeper.
They must be wondering what they have to do to beat this goalkeeper today. And Van Bronckhorst. Edmilson. Sends it back to him. Extremely important interception there. Bequero. On the ball here. Ronaldinho. Just needs half a yard here. And that's pushed behind by the keeper. Corner. Goes short, catches him off guard. Joaquin. Here's Villa. Edu. Marchena. And Ayala. Ayala. And he lays it back. Still stalemate with neither team really looking like scoring before the half-time break. Really stopped in his tracks there. Eto'o. Keep possession. Could get a shot away. Wasted opportunity, not on target there. Regueiro. Whistle goes and the assistant referee has his flag up. Time has run just a little too early then. Here's Edmilson. Xabi. And Ronaldinho.
That was a poor pass.
Maraca. Went in and won the ball too. Iniesta. The danger is snuffed out. Morientes. Knocks it out to the wing. Goes for a header on goal. It's the end of the first half and the players head off to the dressing rooms here. The managers with plenty to say, I would think. Your thoughts on the game, Trevor?
I think both teams are very well organised at the back. Let's see how the forwards respond to that in the next 45 minutes.
The second half gets underway. Let's hope for another 45 minutes of great football here. They've switched sides for the second half. Clearance gathered, has a sight of goal. And Joaquin. Here's Eto'o. Ronaldinho. Here's Messi. Ronaldinho. Well found by his teammate. Eto'o. Narrowly wide and into the side netting. Villa. He's cut the pass out beautifully. And Eto'o. Looking around for support. Ronaldinho. Is there room for a shot? They look unbeatable. Impressive defending. Here's Edmilson. That was careless. Morientes. And Miguel. Joaquin. Win the ball back. Edu. And Joaquin. Now have possession here. He's looking for support.
Good running off the ball here. A chance to whip it in.
Xabi. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Here's Ronaldinho. And Eto'o.
Chance to deliver it in. Well, all it needed was an attacker to follow that up, and the outcome would have been very different.
Looks to catch them off guard. Eto'o. Here's a throw in a potentially dangerous area too. Stop the attack well. Here's Joaquin. Villa. Edu. And Baraka. And Villa. Can he get a clean strike here? No, he didn't hit that one well enough. Not a bad effort, though. Julio. And Edmilson. Messi. Here's Xabi. Here's Villa. Edu. Here's Joaquin. Down the line. They're moving well down the right-hand side. Header on goal! The keeper has been kept busy today.
They've had a few decent attempts, but the keeper's been too good today.
And Joaquin. No, it's been snuffed out. We're almost in the final quarter of an hour. Edu. Marchena. That is a loose pass. And Joaquin. Turns defence into attack there. Eto'o. In the right place at the right time. Well maintained there. Morientes. Win the ball back. Didn't give it away. Advancing on goal here. Showed his defensive quality with that interception. Joaquin managed to stumble forward. Just didn't get anywhere near the ball. Free kick. Here's Joaquin. The ball's still with them here. Iniesta. He dribbles out to the left. And they've really stepped up the pace down the left here. Stop the attack dead then. Neither side managing a goal so far. And we are approaching the final whistle. Now here's a chance. Went down, but no whistle. Good pass. Got the man there, surely. Yep, free kick is given.
That was an awful pass.
Knocks it through the defence. 1 minute is being shown on the board. Wonderfully won there. He's carried the ball forward. Up goes the war and the match is over. Nothing could separate these sides. The players put so much effort in, but in the end no one could come up with a winner. That brings us to the end of our coverage this evening, so thank you, Trevor, for joining me.
Thank you, Peter. It was a great game of football.
And we hope to see you for the next broadcast. Goodbye. As we get underway, a full-throated roar from the fans to urge their respective teams on. Well, there is a lot of talent in both teams, and this has the makings of a classic encounter. Generelo. Nice work to keep possession too. He's on the rampage. And Ronaldinho. Eto'o. Iniesta. Could get a shot away. Eto'o.
Well, he didn't catch it, but he did make it safe by punching it out of play.
Looks to catch them off guard. Hold on to possession here. Plays it back to the keeper. Sneaks into the box. They're defending well, very well indeed. Here's Xavi. The defence has done well so far. He had to get there, and he did. Here's the opportunity for a ball in to open the score. Pulls it across. Is there space for a shot?
And the keeper has it under control.
Marquez. Here's Edmilson. Messi. Well read. Ball not given away here. Good work to keep the ball. Neatly done. Really dealt with that threat. Eto'o. They give away possession. Gets it. Wins the ball. Great defending. Generelo. He's off on the long run. And Edmilson. There's not a lot of support. Messi. Goal! They're in front. It went straight down the middle. The team came up trumps. That pleased their massive following here today.
Just underlined the quality of their attack.
1-0, but can they hang on to this lead? Generelo. Still have the ball. Here's Eto'o. Well read. And Ronaldinho. Julio Cesar Cáceres. Dashes along the right flank. They need to equalise, and good service here might set it up. The keeper claims the ball.
It was a good cross, but he couldn't outsmart the keeper.
15 minutes to go until the half-time whistle. Brought an end to the attack. And Eto'o. Can he create something here? Well, he may have lost concentration. That was off target. Eto'o. The ball still with them here. Get the ball back. Here's Messi. Does well to maintain possession. That's a good ball in.
I think that was a wise decision by the defender. He was quick on his feet there to clear it for a corner.
Goes short, catches him off guard. Messi! Well, he tried the shot but failed to deliver on target. And Ronaldinho. Iniesta. And Eto'o. A decent delivery here might set up another goal-scoring opportunity. Cleared safely. Morelo. Nowhere near the ball, foul given. They can swing it in from the right wing. Hung on to the ball in a good position. The free kick has been given here in a very dangerous position. There are two men in the wall. He goes for the equaliser. Not a bad shot, but it's over. Here's Puyol. And Xabi. Edmilson. Here's Xabi. And Zambrotta. Timely interception. The referee blows his whistle and it's the end of the first half here. Let's see if the manager's advice can affect the players in any way. Hopefully in the right way. Trevor, tell us what you've made of the performance so far.
Well, both teams are well organised at the back and up front as well, actually. But you can't say one goal is a comfortable lead in this game.
So the scoreline reads 1-0 as the teams prepare for the next 45 minutes. Into the second half we go, and hopefully another 45 minutes of great football. They've switched sides for the second half. That was an obvious foul. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Nice Nice work to keep possession too. And Xabi. Knocks it back to the keeper. Wonderful defending there. Held on to the ball there. Oscar Lopez. Looking around for support. Campano. Does well to keep the ball. Messi. And Eto'o. Good pass. Xabi. A little too high. Top quality, close control. Dealt with the threat well. It looks like he'll go for a cross. Within shooting range. The goalkeeper had his eye on that and saw it was wide of the right post. Here's Marquez. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Iniesta. And Ronaldinho. Here's Puyol. Puyol. That pass didn't make it. Naco Kula. Possession gained there. Here's Ronaldinho. Messi. They're moving well down the right-hand side. Here's Xabi. Important interception there. Throw in a good position. Will they employ the long throw here? That's easy for the defence. Iniesta. Rob there, too casual. Here's Eto'o. They're moving well down the left-hand side. What can he do from here? And the keeper will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. Lucky there were no strikers around to pick it up. Julio. Down the left-hand channel. Making good progress down the left wing now. It looks as if he brought him down there, but no whistle. They look unbeatable. Impressive defending. And Ronaldinho. The break is on. Caught offside. Absolutely no question about it. That was the right decision. Campano. To the man in space. Just caught offside there. He got him round the back, but the assistant referee had his flag up. Here's Edmilson. Xabi. Into the box. Eto'o. Goal! They just can't stop scoring. Great goal from the forward. could be the turning point in this match. They got the goal they wanted and can take the credit for it. It was such a good shot, wasn't it, Trevor?
Yes, that was an absolute classic. They're starting to pick up the pace, Peter.
Right, if they keep this up, they could be out of sight before too long. Stay on the ball there. Cut out well. Here's Messi. Gets it. Needs a sight of goal. Win possession, the attack came to nothing. Good pass. Wins possession to stop the attack. Looking for support now. Eto'o. Oh, it's in! Surely they can't lose this now. Just 5 minutes from the end. That's his second of the game.
Well, they're cruising along now.
Right, Trevor, it's 3-0 and they are looking good. So, Trevor, 3 goals between the teams. The game looks like it's over.
Yes, Peter, it's beginning to look like a foregone conclusion.
Trying to prise open the defence by switching to the other side. Concedes a free kick in a dangerous area here. Straight at goal. Well, he went for the shot, but it just wasn't good enough. Marquez. And Van Bronckhorst. Here's Edmilson. And Eto'o. There will be 2 additional minutes to be played. He has to do better than that. Here's Eto'o. Dealt with that threat well. A huge roar from the crowd as the referee blows the final whistle. This win was as comfortable as the scoreline suggests. As expected then, Trevor, they have taken the win.
Yes, a straightforward performance in many ways. Few real surprises and the result we all expected.
And with that, it's time for me to thank my co-commentator, Trevor Brooking.
Well, it's been great being here, Peter.
And we'll see you at the next match. Goodbye. Hello, I'm Peter Brackley. This evening's football is coming right up. In the meantime, let me introduce Trevor Brooking.
Thanks, Peter. Both teams have a reputation, I think, going for goal and attacking play. Let's hope it is a good game. Come on, then.
Supporters and the managers, as well as us, of course, will be hoping for an open style of match. And to be honest, I don't think we're going to be disappointed. Fans are providing a noisy and colourful backdrop for this great occasion. Both teams will be hoping for a bright start to the match. Raul Bravo. Fabio Cannavaro. Here's Michel Salgado. Runs with the ball towards the right flank. There's the opportunity for a ball in to open the score. It's knocked back to the keeper. And Deco. Will he shoot? Held by the keeper. Holds on to the ball. Deco. They can swing it in from the right wing. There's a chance for a cross here. Well held by the keeper. And Roberto Carlos. Here's Emerson. Looking around for support. They're making good progress down the right side.
This looks like a chance here.
Important interception there. Mahmoud Diarra. Here's Beckham. 15 minutes gone. And Michel Salgado. He's on the rampage. Ball cross really, only if you get on the end of it. They've done everything possible to keep the ball out of the box. And suddenly the defence is on the back foot. He's looking for support. Possession gained there. Mahmoud Diarra. And Michel Salgado. Down the right flank. Finds his man. Solid defence in the box. There's not a lot of support. Good opportunity to swing it over from the right there. Read that play and got the ball. Great work. Gives it away. Slack defending.
Chance to deliver it in.
Will he find the target? Eto'o. The ball is over the line. It's a goal kick. And Roberto Carlos. Ronaldo. They can swing it in from the left wing. Robinho. Put it away there, but not a bad effort. Minutes into the first half. Win the ball back. Here's Messi. And Eto'o. Beckham. Here's Zambrotta. Here's Deco. Ronaldinho. And Eto'o. Tremendous through ball.
Well, the keeper was quick to react and punch the ball behind for a corner.
They'll battle for this in the middle.
The keeper made no mistake there.
Here's Michel Salgado. And Emerson. Here's Messi. And Eto'o. A chance to counter-attack here. Just needs a yard. Messi. Keeper couldn't take it cleanly. It's gone behind though for a corner. It's into the middle. Zambrotta. A brilliant finish. That's the opener. Struck it with his right foot. Well, that goal has disappointed a very large number of fans here today. Will they let that goal affect morale? They need to keep pushing on. Ronaldinho. Here's Robinho. And Beckham. Can he create something? Stopped him illegally. Free kick. Possession lost, but now it's a corner. Who's waiting in the middle? Deflected by the defender. He took it so well. That's the second in quick succession. Just before half-time. He's lobbed the keeper. You could just sense the relief from the attacker and his teammates when that went in. A two-goal cushion does take the pressure off him a little. All the keeper could do was to watch the ball go into the back of the net. Yes, he could. They've got a two-goal lead, Trevor.
Yes, they're completely in control of the game. This lead may be quite enough for them today.
Michel Salgado. Down the right-hand channel. And Fabio Cannavaro. 1 minute is being shown on the board. Looking around for support. Runs with the ball towards the left flank. The referee blows for the end of the first half. The players head off into the dressing rooms for their half-time team talks. What's your analysis of the game, Trevor?
Well, they may have had less of the ball.
Everyone is back in their seats, including the managers, and the second half is underway. Both managers are starting the second half the way they ended the first. Deliberate foul. Mahmoud Diarra. Raul Bravo. And Roberto Carlos. Raul Bravo. And Roberto Carlos. Wins the ball, great defending. Here's Ronaldinho. Slip through the gap. Needs to find the target here. Well, the defence did well to make up for the keeper's error there. Knocked it through. He's hit the ball in. Wins possession to stop the attack. Stay on the ball there. He's looking for support. Here's Messi. Deco. And Ronaldinho. Here's Xabi. In the box. The defence will have to be on its toes with this throw. First of the day for them. I suppose his substitution was inevitable, really. He was dropping far too deep. He was nearer his own defenders than the opposing goal. Completely mistimed his tackle there. Free kick given. And that's a yellow card for him. Maybe a harsh decision, it would seem. But he didn't get the ball. What matters to the referee. 4 players to choose from. It's clear. Win possession here. Ronaldinho!
Keeper didn't take his eyes off the ball there.
15 minutes of the second half gone. Mahmoude Diarra. Here's Michel Salgado. Fabio Cannavaro. Michel Salgado. Here's Fabio Cannavaro. Emerson. Here's Robinho. It's intended for the target in the middle. Ronaldinho. Edmilson. And Xabi. Here's Messi. And Zambrotta. Chance for another goal, perhaps.
Again, a possible cross here.
Here's Robinho. And Ronaldo. Reyes. Goal! That brings them back into the game. He was on hand for the rebound. The deficit looks far less daunting now. Not the prettiest goal you'll see, but they all count, Trevor.
Oh yes, they had a lucky break there, but they won't be complaining.
So the game is turning out to be less predictable than some thought, Trevor.
Yes, indeed. Some of the old bookies might be getting worried.
Hang on to the ball there. Ball given away. And Reyes. Van Nistelrooy. Ronaldo. He scored 1 goal in this game. Van Nistelrooy. He scored! They've now conceded 2 successive goals without reply. He volleys it home beautifully.
So it'll be interesting to see if they can build on the momentum from that and get another.
And he whipped that in for the goal.
Well, they linked up superbly there. A classic goal.
2-2 now, and both may well go for a third here. We're almost in the final quarter of an hour. Here's Van Bronckhorst. Had the ball now. Runs with the ball towards the right flank. Ronaldo! No, off target. Here's Messi. Xabi. The ball's out. Goal kick. Fabio Cannavaro. Here's Fabio Cannavaro. Mahmoud Diarra. And Reyes. Blatant foul there. This is their final substitution of the game here. He's being replaced. That's probably down to his poor finishing today, despite being in some excellent situations. It's clear. Win the ball back. Taps it neatly. Free kick conceded in a promising position here. Two men to aim for. There it is. Cut out by the defender. Here's Van Nistelrooy. Still with the ball in good attacking position too.
A good delivery needed here.
Clearance gathered, might have a dig from here. The ball in, no one could make a connection. And he tries again. Clear. Roberto Carlos. Here's Reyes. Still in possession here. Nothing between the two sides after 90 minutes here, so we go into extra time. And I wonder now, will we find a winner in extra time? Let's hope so. They finally managed an equaliser that their efforts really deserve, Trevor.
Well, that's what happens when you keep plugging away.
So here we go into the first half of extra time. I think they deserve the equaliser, Trevor, but do you think they can go on and win now?
Well, certainly now they're back on level terms, you have to fancy them.
Mahmoud Diarra. Emerson. What will he do here?
He doesn't catch it, but takes no chances by punching it clear. It's a corner.
It's sailing across the face of goal. Here's Saviola. Saviola. Deco. Nice stretching of the play, pushing forward. Ronaldinho. Within shooting range. It's in, brilliant. The odds are back in their favour. Just before the end of the first period of extra time. Everyone knew he was going to do it, and he has done it superbly. They are 1 up now at 3-2. Mahmoud Diarra. And Roberto Carlos. Beckham. Here's Cassano. It went over the line for a goal kick. Here's Cassano. Beckham. Collects the ball nicely. Managed to cross, but no one there on the end of it. Robinho. Launches a low cross. Emerson showed his defensive quality with that interception. That completes the first period of extra time. So we've had the first 15 minutes of extra time. Still we're no closer to knowing who's going to go on to win this extraordinary game.
Well, it's been such a good game, Peter.
Can we break the deadlock in this second period of extra time? Let's see if the second half can produce a winner. And Xabi. Messi. Will he put it away? No, he didn't hit that one well enough. Not a bad effort, though. Ball held on to there. Messi. They give away possession. There's not a lot of support. Stopped the attack well. Iniesta. Here's Saviola. And Xabi. Good Johnson. Still on the ball here.
This looks promising.
And Xabi. Saviola. Ronaldinho. No, it's been intercepted. To the man in space. Tied it up by the keeper. And Beckham. He did well to gain possession, but he couldn't lose it here. Out again, another throw. Gets it in space. Deco. The referee ends the game here. They've done it, a great win for them here. They did everything possible to ensure the victory, and their supporters are going wild. Would you say the game went to plan, Trevor?
More or less, yes. They have a couple of things to work on, though.
So as the fans make their way home, my thanks go to Trevor beside me.
Well, it's been great being here, Peter.
And there's just time for me to say goodbye, and we'll see you at the next game. Good evening and welcome to tonight's game. I have with me here Trevor Brooking to give us his thoughts. Trevor.
Good evening, Peter, and to everyone tuned into this broadcast. Great to be up here in the commentary box and hope that you get well.
This is an exhibition match here, but I'm convinced that's only in name. The players have too much pride, too much passion not to get stuck in and grind out a victory today if they can. No love lost between these two sides. It should be a cracking contest. You never know quite what is going to happen in this game. Michel Salgado. Can he get a clean strike here? They're defending well, very well indeed. And Eto'o. Hang on to the ball there. And Fabio Cannavaro. Here's Michel Salgado. Raul. It looks like he'll go for a cross. Now here's a chance. Raul. Messi. Here's Ronaldinho. Chance for a counter then.
Plenty of options for a cross.
Goal inside here. Raul. Poor pass picked off there. And Michel Salgado plays it back to the keeper.
That was a superb interception.
15 minutes into the first half. Raul. Fabio Cannavaro. Possession gained there. And Ronaldo. Stopped him well there. And Eto'o. Here's Deco. Great work to win the ball. Ronaldo. Here's Emerson. The ball is over the line. It's a goal kick. And Marquez. Puyol. Here's Zambrotta. And Puyol. Zambrotta. And he lays it back. Worked really hard to get the ball back then. He showed no signs of giving up. Here's Raul. Raul gets it. Oh, mistimed lunge there. Gave away a free kick. He's off. At first viewing, it didn't seem that bad a tackle, really. Lookable offence maybe, but the referee has produced a red card here. There are 5 men in the wall. Could be curling over. Oh, that was nearly a goal on the right. Here's Marquez. Puyol. Almost 30 minutes gone. Xabi. Zambrotta. Nowhere near the ball, foul given. And Robinho. Here's Ronaldo.
Chance for a good cross here.
It went over the goal line. Goal kick here. Ronaldo doesn't manage to get that one through. Deco and Messi. It went over the line. Xabi and Puyol. Edmilson and Xabi. Here's Eto'o. Beyond the last defender, but the linesman had his flag up then for offside. Mahmoud Diarra. Here's Emerson. Now he's got a chance to whip it across from the right. Vital interception in his own box. And the ball goes into touch deep in opposition territory.
Chance to deliver it in.
Raul! And he's got his shot in, but no real threat. Here's Robinho.
Well, this could be interesting.
Went down, but no whistle. Xabi. Here's Deco. Hold on to possession here. Julio. Only 1 minute to be added on. Eto'o. Showed his defensive quality there. Mahmoud Diarra. Here's Raul. And Beckham. It's the end of the first half, and the players head off to the dressing rooms here. The managers with plenty to say, I would think. Trevor, what do you make of the game so far?
Well, neither side's really settled into much of a rhythm. Hopefully that will change in the second half.
So neither team making the break, it's 0-0. We're off. Will the manager's half-time talks have the desired effect? They've switched sides for the second half. And Emerson. They've split the defence wide open. Dealt with the threat expertly. Messi. Here's Edmilson. Xabi. And Deco. Chaps it neatly. Needs to find the target with the ball in. Edmilson. Good pass. Got the shot in, but it's gone over. And Eto'o. Didn't get the ball there, free kick. Can they keep defending like that? It's over. Too high. Beckham. Raul Bravo. And Fabio Cannavaro. Stopped illegally. Michel Salgado. Finds a teammate. Dealt with the threat well. Deco. And Fabio Cannavaro. We've reached the hour mark. Down the right flank. Can he get a decent cross in? Oh, we're disappointed there. Not enough accuracy on the shot. In the hope of changing things around, both managers are happy to make a substitution. I believe he was substituted today as he wasted some absolute sitters. And Xabi took him out. Free kick awarded. Yellow card. Well, I must say that does seem a little harsh, but he was nowhere near the ball, so maybe the right decision really by the referee. He's gone for it. Not a bad try, but it lacked accuracy. And Emerson. Here's Raul. Still their ball. Good attacking position too. And Messi. Iniesta. And Deco.
He needs more options.
Eto'o. Not a bad shot, but it's over. Both managers making a substitution here. The manager might also have noticed that despite being a striker, he was rather dropping too deep to threaten on goal. Here's Gudjohnsen.
Well, that was good play there. Confident defensive work.
Gudjohnsen. Goodness me, how important was that interception? Iniesta. Well found by his teammate. And Deco. Almost 75 minutes have gone. And it's hit forward.
Great pass.
They're in possession, down the left wing. The ball's over the line, it's a corner. They've used up all of their permitted substitutes now. As the scores are level, this substitution means they are looking to spice up their attack here. The ball goes out of play in a good position.
There's a chance to whip it in.
They have another scoring opportunity. It's into the middle. They're in a good position down the right. Reyes!
Another shot blocked by the keeper.
They must be wondering what they have to do to beat this goalkeeper today. Xabi. What a ball through the middle. And Marquez. Well, the through pass came to nothing and it's been cleared upfield. He tries another one. They've done everything possible to keep the ball out of the box. To Johnson. And Jarby. They're defending well, very well indeed. Jarby. And Marquez. Chance to cross.
It's not a bad looking ball.
Mohamed Diarra. Here's Van Nistelrooy. And Fabio Cannavaro.
It's a clever move to intercept that ball.
Stop the attack well. Fabio Cannavaro. And Michel Salgado. He chooses to go down the right. A good cross could get the winner here. Here's Saviola. It's the end of the second half. The scores are level, so the game goes into extra time. The players look absolutely exhausted, so stamina surely could be the key here in extra time. No goals then, Trevor.
Yes, it's been disappointing, hasn't it? I don't think it would have been too much to ask for a goal, would it?
The first half of extra time is underway. The draw seemed to be on the cards long before the 90 minutes were up, Trevor. Extra time looked inevitable.
Yes, there's not a lot to choose between these two teams.
Mahmoud Diarra. And Fabio Cannavaro. Raul Bravo. Well maintained there. Here's Reyes. On the ball here. Looking for support now. Well worked to win possession. And Reyes showed his defensive quality there. Eto'o reads it well. Slid into space on the flank.
This has potential.
Van Nistelrooy. Amazing goal. That could decide it. That has been coming for a long while now. That was a beautiful header.
A real beauty with power in it. His perfect balance in the air made it possible.
Can they hang on to this lead? And Jabi. No, not this one. Oh, terrible defending. Chance here. Good running on the ball. It's played into the danger zone.
Well, there's some good marking that won the ball back there, but there's a corner now to defend.
Drives it to the middle. And it's in the net! Goal! He pulls his side level. That is top class. You know, I have to admit, I didn't think the goal was ever going to come from it. They proved me wrong.
Peter, this really opens the game up with not much time left to settle it. That just underlined the quality of their attack.
They're right back in it, Trevor.
Well, now they've got the equaliser, I certainly wouldn't rule them out from grabbing the winner.
Reyes. Pressure on the opposition now. The throw-in in a dangerous area. A good delivery could put them in front again. Receives a pass. Pass went in, but nobody on the end of it. Here's another good opportunity. Can he create something here? Punched away and out for a corner. Who's waiting in the middle? The assistant referee's flag was raised. He was just offside. Good call. Nothing to choose between the two sides, even after the first half of extra time here. All about stamina. Who will have that in the second period? That's the end of the first half of extra time. Trevor, any advice for the players here? So can we find a winner right at the death? Both teams are rather cancelling each other out. Hold on to possession here. Hung on to the ball in a good position. Ball one, good defending there. Here's Raul. And Fabio Cannavaro.
That was an awful pass.
Xabi. And the keeper decides to come off his line for the ball. Here's Emerson. They're in possession down the right flank.
A good delivery needed here.
It went over the line for a goal kick. Roberto Carlos. Cassano. Looking around for support. Here's Roberto Carlos. Down the left-hand channel. Nice through ball.
Well, I think the cross was a little wayward there. It should have got past the defender. So it's a corner.
It's sailing across the face of goal. They're under real pressure now.
A corner at this vital time of the game puts tremendous pressure on all the players.
Good clearance. On the attack here. Nice pass. And Roberto Carlos. Mahmoud Diarra. He needs to deliver a good ball in. It's a decent ball in. And Mikel Salgado. Careless pass there. Here's Gudjonsson. The referee blows his whistle to end extra time, and the scores are level. So the game goes to a penalty shootout, where the nerves will be severely tested here. It looked as if they'd sewn it up before giving away a sloppy goal late in the game.
Yes.
As we go into the penalty shootout, the takers will be doing everything they can to calm the nerves here as the pressure on them mounts. Struck with authority. He made it. It's 1-1.
Confidently slotted home. A great penalty.
Makes it. Into the right side. He rarely misses from here. He's put it to the right side. That's no problem. It's 3-3 and both teams are looking up for this, Trevor.
It's getting quite exciting now.
And it's been saved. He has just wasted that, hasn't he, Trevor?
Yes, he did. That was a poor penalty, to be honest.
The keeper was in two minds there.
The tension is unbearable.
Great save by the keeper. That's decided the game. It was a tough game, but they won the penalty shootout. It was a pretty even contest, wasn't it, really? I mean, all the way to the penalty shootout.
Oh, yes, it was a great battle, end-to-end stuff.
That's all we have time for this evening, so thanks to Trevor Brooks.
You're welcome, Peter.
And it's good night from us both. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the stadium for the game. We're almost ready, so over to Trevor. We're off, and this is a contest sure to please football fans worldwide. Let's see what kind of match these two teams can produce. Demichelis. Schweinsteiger. Here's Gary Neville. O'Shea.
It was a clever move to intercept the pass.
Sends it back to him. And Ferdinand. Saha. They win possession. Santa Cruz. And Evra. Chapped it nicely. O'Shea. No, it's been snuffed out. That was offside there, and the opposition defenders look pretty relieved about that too. Mackay. Santa Cruz. He dribbles out to the left. Belts it. He took it so well. There's the owner. Fabulous strike down the middle. It was such a good shot, wasn't it, Trevor?
That was a gem, Peter.
Ahead by a goal to nil. Scholes. Here's Evra. And Giggs. 15 minutes have passed. A good ball in could give them the equaliser. That's a good ball in. Completely mistimed his tackle there. Gives away a free kick. It's a yellow card. It was a bad tackle, and the referee has taken exception to it. He says that is bad enough for a booking. On the ball here. Ball one here. Here's Evra. Giggs. Possession gained there. And Deisler. Ball one here. Now have possession here. Here's Deisler. Demichelis. And Lucio. Runs with the ball towards the right flank. Tight defensive play at the back there. Here's Schweinsteiger. Mackay! Just millimetres to the right, that shot. Evra. And Giggs. Wins the ball, great defending. The defence has done well so far. Ferdinand. Here's Scholes. And passes the ball back. Intercepted. And Giggs. And he gets a free kick in a very dangerous area. Decent cross there. Santa Cruz. Caught him there, free kick. Brown. Here's Gary Neville. Santa Cruz. Down the left flank. Oh, great defending there. Zaha. And Cristiano Ronaldo. Here's Ferdinand. Evra. He's off on the long run. Straight through the defence.
Well, their well-drilled defensive tactics certainly absorbed the pressure, but it's now a corner.
Who's waiting in the middle? Here's Mackay. There's not a lot of support. On the ball here. Rooney. Ferdinand. Zaha. Timely interception. Deisler. Here's Mackay. No way through. Possession gained there. Demichelis. The ball still with them here. Here's Lucio. And Demichelis. Deisler. Here's Deisler. Finds himself in the box. The referee blows his whistle and it's the end of the first half here. Let's see if the manager's advice can affect the players in any way. Hopefully in the right way. Gemma, what's your opinion of the first half?
I think in many ways the scoreline doesn't reflect the play. They really should be using the pitch much better.
So the scoreline reads 1-0 as the teams prepare for the next 45 minutes. The second half then gets underway. Let's hope for another 45 minutes of entertaining football here. The sides have been changed for the second half. Scholes. Santa Cruz. Here's Schweinsteiger. He continues his run down the left. Making good progress down the left wing now. The keeper claims the ball.
It was a good cross, but he couldn't outsmart the keeper.
Mackay. And Deisler. Far too casual there, ball stolen. Caught him late, conceded a free kick in a dangerous position.
Great cross.
Scholes. He's looking for support. Can he get the room he needs? It's a save. Not a bad effort, but it wasn't on target. Here's Rooney. He goes on himself. They win possession. Demichelis. Here's Evra. And Giggs. Here's Ferdinand. 15 minutes of the second half gone. Gary Neville. Here's Evra. They're still on the attack here. Brown. Win the ball back. They're off on the counter-attack. Gary Neville. Here's Park. Ferdinand. O'Shea. Had the ball now. Doesn't manage to get that one through. And Park. Down the left channel. They're in a good position down the left. Given away a free kick in a dangerous area. It could be costly. This could be their best chance of an equaliser. Could
Could this be a chance?
He shoots again. It's in! Goal! They've claimed an equaliser. 17 minutes of the game played. That's outrageous.
Well, now it's all back level. This game could really open up. Both teams desperately want the win here.
So it's all to play for. The game is developing into a hot contest. Wonderfully won there. Back to the keeper. Here's Demichelis. Samuel. Approaching the last 15 minutes of the game. Cut it out nicely. And Rooney. Here's Scholes. Richardson. That was an obvious foul. It's their first change of the game. I would think he caused his manager a lot of frustration today. Every time he got the ball, he seemed to give it away. Brown. O'Shea. And Evra. He's not pushing forward with it. Slides a neat ball through. Here's Scholes. Turns defence into attack there. And Ferdinand. Here's Gary Neville. Richardson. The scores are level and all that remains on the clock is 5 minutes. Can anyone get the game winner here? They can swing it in from the right wing. In comes the cross.
The defenders are showing good concentration.
Van Bommel. Demichelis. Van Bommel. Here's Lucio. That pass didn't make it. Mackay. And Mackay. What a save! The referee has called for the end of the second half. The score's level. No winner after 90 minutes. Will there be one, though, after extra time? What did you make of the second half, Trevor? Were they worth the equaliser?
Well, they just kept plugging away and eventually got the goal. And I suppose all credit to them.
The first period of extra time is underway. With that incredible equaliser, now we're into extra time, Trevor.
Well, that's right, and you can't help thinking they've got every chance of winning the game now.
Worked really hard to get the ball back then.
That was an awful pass.
And now the counter-attack. It's clear. Van Bommel. The shot comes in.
Snapped up by the keeper.
O'Shea. Mackay. Stop the attack well. Scholes. Ferdinand. Brown. And Evra. Scholes. And Ferdinand. Here's Schweinsteiger. Santa Cruz. Lam. Santa Cruz. O'Shea. Zaha. And Sanyo. And suddenly the defence is on the back foot. Where is the defence? Demichelis. He still has it. Here's Sanyo. Lucio. Here's Van Bommel. Sanyo. The referee has ended the first half of extra time with the scores level. Still no breakthrough for either team, and the players on both sides are running out of steam here. And so ends the first half of extra time.
And things are really getting tense now, aren't they?
Well, you can cut the atmosphere here with a knife. Can we break the deadlock in this second period of extra time? Let's see if the second half can produce a winner. Here's Park. Turns defence into attack there. Good running off the ball. Carries the ball through the middle. Now what can he do? Mackay. O'Shea. Hit on it! No, just gone wide the left post. Mackay. Still on the ball here. There's not a lot of support. Here's Demichelis. Great ball through. Shooting chance here. The keeper deals with it. Richardson. Here's Scholes. Zaha. And Scholes finds his teammate. A really important interception there. Sanyo. On the attack here. They've been given a corner. The manager has decided on another change here. He's being replaced, and he was literally running on empty out there. It's sailing across the face of goal. They've won another corner.
We're in the closing minute of the game, but this corner could change everything.
The whistle goes, extra time is over, and there are many tired legs out there. Who will hold their nerve now in the penalty shootout? So, what have you made of the game? It's been an epic encounter.
Oh yes, and they'll be delighted to have come from behind. And of course,
The pressure of the penalty shootout, a real test of nerve here. Not only for the goalkeepers, but for the takers as well, of course. Under great pressure, he bangs it past the keeper. It hit the upright.
the post has saved the keeper there.
Goes for the right side. They trail by 2. The keeper read that superbly.
The keeper read that well.
He scored. If he misses, they are out. Wonderful save, and it's all over here. So that kick has decided the outcome of this match. They've won the game on penalties. It was a pretty even contest, wasn't it, really? I mean, all the way to the penalty shootout.
Oh yes, it was a great battle, end-to-end stuff.
So it's now time for us to leave tonight's coverage. My thanks go to Trevor.
You're welcome, Peter. What an evening of football it's been.
And we hope to see you for the next broadcast. Goodbye. Off a great match expected here. Both teams will be aiming to keep it tight in the early stages. Chiellini. He dribbles out to the left. Nedved.
It's not a bad looking ball.
Cristiano Zanetti. Del Piero. Goal! They lead the game by 1. In the opening minutes of the game. Great goal from the forward. They scored at such an early stage of the game, Trevor.
Yes, they look confident today. They're just sitting back.